everybody, John Skiba here from the Arizona Consumer Law Group, and I'm the founder of the Consumer Warrior Project. In this video, I wanted to talk about tax refunds and bankruptcy. I'm recording this in April, or actually I'm recording it in February, but we're heading up towards April when a lot of people are filing their taxes and getting refunds back. And if you're in a bankruptcy, or if you're thinking you need to file for bankruptcy, your tax refund is going to play a role, and there could be some issues that go along with getting a big lump sum of cash right prior to filing bankruptcy or during your bankruptcy. Let's talk about if you're thinking that you need to file for bankruptcy. It's no coincidence that between February and April are some of the biggest months for bankruptcy filings across the nation. And the reason is a lot of people will use their tax refund that they receive to pay for a bankruptcy lawyer and to pay the court costs when it comes to filing a bankruptcy. So that's one of the number one things that people do with it that are needing to file for bankruptcy is they'll use those tax refunds to actually pay for all the costs associated with getting a case going. Now, the timing of when you get your tax refund and when you file for bankruptcy is important, particularly here in Arizona. Because how this works is if you are filing for bankruptcy, you file your case, and then you get your tax refund, in most cases, the bankruptcy trustee who's been assigned to your case will seize the refund that you receive and distribute that to your creditors. However, if you get your tax refund and then you use it, and then you file for bankruptcy, they're not going to go back and have you turn that over. So one of the big things you need to know is if you're thinking you need to file for bankruptcy, is get that tax refund first and use it. You should pay your bankruptcy lawyer with it. But you need to use it. And you can talk with a bankruptcy lawyer about where is appropriate to spend it. Because sometimes people get huge tax refunds. I mean, I see people routinely who get $8,000 to $10,000 back. That goes into a whole other side issue as far as withholdings. And getting that big of a refund back probably isn't in your best interest. But it's something where you need to do some planning, because in Arizona, you can't have a lot of cash in your checking account on the day you file for bankruptcy. So you're in this weird spot where you got your tax refund, you need to spend that money down before you can actually go and file for bankruptcy. Now, what about if you file bankruptcy after April? Now, how that works, and I'm talking about Chapter 7 bankruptcy, and I'm talking about Arizona as far as how the process works here. If it is, so you filed your tax returns, you got your refund, and then let's say it's June or July, and you decide to go ahead and file your bankruptcy case then. At that point, you're likely going to have to turn over a portion of any refund that you get the following year. So I'm recording this in 2017. If I filed for bankruptcy in June of 2017, I'm likely going to have to turn over half of the refund that I receive in 2018 when I get my tax refund there. And they base that upon what time of year you file on. So my example there, it's June of 2017. Because it's midpoint in the year, half of the refund approximately is going to have to go to my creditors. Let's say though that I file a bankruptcy in October of 2017. Then in 2018, when I file my taxes and I get my refund, 10/12 of that is going to have to be turned over to the bankruptcy trustee because you filed in the 10th month out of 12 of the year. So you see how that works? So you're going to end up giving a portion of it, and the further you get along in the year, the more likely that you're going to have to turn over all of your tax refund. So if you're filing a bankruptcy in December, basically your whole tax refund in the next following months in 2018 is going to have to be turned over to the bankruptcy court. Now, what if you're in an active Chapter 13 bankruptcy? Chapter 13s are different than Chapter 7s in that they're much longer. The typical Chapter 7 lasts about 4 to 5 months in Arizona, while a Chapter 13 case is 3 to 5 years, and most of them, frankly, are 5 years long. In Arizona, they require that you either adjust your withholdings so that you don't get a tax refund each year, or if you keep your withholdings at your employment where they're at, you're going to have to turn over your tax refund as a supplemental plan payment, which will then be distributed to your creditors. So it's in your best interest to be able to try to not get a large tax refund during that time period. A good way to know if you're paying too much in tax, and if you're getting these gigantic refunds, you're likely paying too much out of your paycheck in taxes, is go to irs.gov. They have a withholding calculator, and you can plug in your situation, your income, your family size, the various deductions you have, and it will give you a good estimate of what your withholding should be on your paycheck so you can avoid these big refunds. I know it's kind of nice to get a big lump sum at one point in the year, and I've even heard people say they use that as a savings account. You shouldn't do that. You're giving an interest-free loan to the government. You could be getting quite a bit more in your paycheck throughout the year, and then it doesn't become an issue either with the bankruptcy. So hopefully that helps a bit. If you're looking to file for bankruptcy or you need some information, head on over to consumerwarrior.com. We have tons of other videos and articles, or if you want to set up a consultation, we do free consultations to discuss debt problems and ways to solve them. You can go over to consumerwarrior.com and you can actually set up your own consultation just right there on the site. So thanks for watching.